Well, usually it's the dancers copying flack from the judges, but last night at Dancing with the Stars, the tables turned. Confusion over the West Coast swing dance boiled over, with Nuroc going head-to-head with the judges. And as Linda Kincaid reports, it doesn't end there, with Australia's leading West Coast swing dancers saying the judges in this one are out of step.
There is no swing in West Coast swing. That's what we've just been taught. Not saying, that's why I'm a little bit confused.
When you criticise you need to be careful.
I wasn't criticising. I was asking
No,
because I was
sorry.
Well,
You've got to watch that, Luda.
Nuroc needed a quick step to escape this onslaught.
Technically, that is not the first time. You did it one time with Samba and you were totally wrong about that.
The five-time world salsa champion feeling the heat from one of the world's leading coaches, Helen Ritchie.
If you're going to make technical comments, you need to make sure that you know what you're talking about.
I've seen some footy biffs that were, a bit crazier than that, but it was kind of cool to see it on the dance floor.
Is it safe to come out? It's a bit scared of the judges.
We had two coaches that told us the same thing, so we really put our trust into their hands, and we just did what we were told to do.
What they were told to do was this, as demonstrated by professional West Coast swing dancing champions Bianca Faber and Charles Gill. During the week, the pair spent a couple of hours teaching three couples the California style. According to the judges, they all failed.
We are here to do a job. We want to see West Coast swing. I didn't see that. Hardly any swing. I think that's your fault, probably, Jane.
Noticeably upset, Luda fought back.
We were taught not to do the swing at all. And I didn't, mean to, disappoint them and stuff, but if I did, I'm sorry, but it wasn't, it was out of, curiosity or, a little bit of confusion, and I wanted to clarify that.
So they're a little tough, especially on the scores. I mean, I can't comment technically because, they're judges and they know what they're talking about.
Or do they?
I was a bit baffled in the audience there, I was last night, when they were saying, it's got to be swung and the hips have got to be moving and swung and whatnot. That's not actually West Coast swing.
Bianca and partner Brett operate the one and only West Coast Swing Dance Studio in Victoria.
Did you take it personally, Bianca, having taught them that?
Well, when they said there was no swing content, we were quite shocked because there's nobody that knows more West Coast swing in the country than Charles at Nuroc and us from West Coast Swing Melbourne.
Going through it again today, they were left shaking their heads.
It's like they've got it in for Luda a little bit, because all she's basically saying is, hey, listen, I'm just confused because we're shown one thing and that. And I think that was a bit of a personal attack on Luda.
Definitely deserving of better than 4s and 5s.
What score would you give them?
Oh, I'd probably give them around about 6 or 7.
According to these experts, the judges aren't up to date on the West Coast swing.
I don't know what they've seen, but the comments made is comments referring to what I would think if you looked at it 10 or 15 years ago.
So with the West Coast swing, there isn't meant to be swinging at the hips?
No.
No.
Adam, do you know what a West Coast swing is?
Yeah.
Do tell.
You want to know? It's when couples from Perth shack up for the weekend.
Mark Wilson defended his team.
Our job is to judge exactly what we see, and if they're not dancing what's required, well, we've got to call the scores.
Do you think Luda's comments were fair?
I think Luda's comments were emotional and passionate, and maybe Luda just needs to continue supporting Lincoln as much as she possibly can.
Dance director Paul Green was the culprit behind the new style.
We needed another genre, and I sort of suggested maybe West Coast swing, and now I'm regretting it.
The former Dancing with the Stars contestant knows how frustrating technicalities can be, having tangled over the tango during the 2007 series.
That's a tango routine from start to finish, and I do this for a living, so I know.
Next time you suggest a dance that no one knows much about,
Yep.
what will you do differently?
I think probably what I would have done differently this time is probably got the judges, the dancers and the choreographer all in the room at the same time and had a big rundown on what the judges are expecting and what the choreographer is going to give them.
Amid all the confusion, comedian Fiona O'Loughlin was sent home.
I feel so grateful to Craig and to this show. I've learnt so much. I've had such a blast.
Oh dear, it's game on now, isn't it, folks? We are down to the final 6, so clearly we need some votes, some more than others. And you can remember that there's a link on our website. It'll take you to the dancing website. You'll find all of the numbers there of the remaining 6.